I'm surprised when people use ChatGPT and Claude, but they forget about Perplexity. It's a hidden gem and in ways beneficial that you might not even have considered. Think of it as Google on steroids. And after discovering Perplexity, my time spent on content research reduced by almost 80%. And before you say, I already use ChatGPT, let me tell you, Perplexity is nothing like ChatGPT or a Claude or a Gemini. It's different. In fact, it's the first few AI tools that you will see instant value from. So, what the heck is Perplexity and why should you use it? We'll find exactly this in this video. So stick till the end because I'll show you dozen ways on how you can use Perplexity for your own advantage. Perplexity is an AI powered search engine that uses natural language processing to answer its questions. It provides conversational answers to your questions and cite sources for all its answers. And the best part, it's not limited to web, but also social media and academic papers. Imagine having your own research assistant who will collect all information from the web, the most updated one, and will present you in a very easy to read format. They recently launched a deep research feature and it's completely free. For the same thing on ChatGPT, you'll have to shell out $200 per month. Now, you might still ask, how is this any different from a ChatGPT or a Claude or a Gemini? You'll have to understand all these LLMs are trained up to certain date, say October 2024. So all the information, it's not up to date. They're essentially static knowledge bases with impressive language skills. Perplexity, on the other hand, combines LLM with active web searching. What this means is all the answers provided by Perplexity is up to date with latest information. It can also pull data from social media as well as academic papers. It's designed specifically for factual information seeking. Now you might be wondering, isn't Google doing the same thing with AI overviews? And you're right, Google AI overviews and Perplexity is a very similar concept, but there are some key differences. Now, Google's answers are based on its search results, whereas Perplexity actively researches the web, including social media, academic papers, industry reports, and much more, which Google doesn't. In my experience, Perplexity's answers are more structured, they're more comprehensive, and the best part, it cites all the sources pretty well. And with a deep research feature, Perplexity can go very, very in depth. If I have to sum it up, Perplexity is designed as a research tool and not just an add on to any search engine in the case of Google. So, what are the different ways you can use Perplexity for your own advantage? Let's deep dive. So let's look at our first use case. In this use case, we look at how you can use Perplexity to do research. We'll start simple and then we'll advance as we go further. Now, I also want to show you how it's very different from something like a Claude, right? So let's say if I ask it who qualified for the Champions Trophy 2020 final, so it knows that India and New Zealand qualified. But if the same question, if I ask Claude, so it doesn't know, right? It knows that it was scheduled in Pakistan in February, but that's where its knowledge is cut off. So it shows here, as of my knowledge cut off in 2024 October. So for any fact checking, for any up-to-date information, any research you're doing which is dependent on certain dates, months, this is not capable. Like if you want to check how much has Nasdaq increased or decreased by in the last 1 month, a Claude or a ChatGPT wouldn't give you this answer, right? But something like a Perplexity wins here because it does its research on when you search it, right? It's not based on previous knowledge. So now we look at how you can use it for research. So for example, let's say I am doing a research video and help me understand the growth of InVideo. So recently I posted a video where I described about how InVideo has grown to a $60 million AR company and what's gone behind. And for my initial research, I used Perplexity and it was very, very helpful because I didn't have to
go through like 10-20 articles, videos, etc., or social media to understand its growth. I just use the deep research feature here. So whenever you want something more detailed, you can use the deep research feature. Like whatever which requires more than a paragraph, you can use deep research. So let's see. So it takes some time as well. It goes through all its sources, which includes social media as well, right? And the best part is, as I mentioned before, everything has a source, right? You can go through the links and verify it, and most of the times you'll find it. So it's going through almost 20 sources. There's a lot of news publications. There's something on Stripe. It's something on Canvas. I mean, sometimes you even wouldn't find these articles by a normal search, which Perplexity can do it for you. And the best part is it summarizes all information. And let's say if there are multiple instances of certain growth strategy, it will also club it, right? It will tell you, okay, this. Now it's increases its sources to 32. So we'll give it some time. So the best part is the transparency it provides you, right? Which a normal Google AI overviews won't. Now, even if I do the same search on Google, like it's basically very simplified, right? It's not deep enough. Like focus on simplicity, strategic partnerships. I don't think so. Partnering up with AWS help them like increase any from marketing perspective or growth perspective. I don't think so. So it's very generic, and once you will see this article, you'll understand. So yeah, we have our answer here. So see, it's given you videos as well. So it's almost gone through 32 sources, and you can check all these sources as well. You can also include or delete sources as well. So if you feel certain source is not reliable or it's not relevant, you can also delete that. So you could see the evolution, and it talks about its origin, when it started, its journey, right? And then how did it grow, right? By October 2020, company acquired 8 lakh users. And then so it really goes deep, right? It talks about, hey, it did 30 million in ARR in FY24. Similarly, yeah, right? So leadership and organization changes, competitive landscape and market positioning, future growth, conclusion as well. So it's pretty useful. Like I used it for my video as well, and I really found value in terms of it gives you the whole journey, right? From when it started to its current. And plus, whenever you see a certain source, you can also click through it and then view it for yourself, right? Okay, let's say if it is the source where it's a funding news, so you can go through this and understand and verify it, right? So yeah, that's a quick look at the research feature. So I can also do something which is more, I feel maybe more conversational in nature, in the sense you're asking for certain help. For example, I can do analyze the top videos on YouTube about Perplexity. For example, if I'm, let's say for this video itself, I want to understand, right? Okay, what are other people sharing? What extra we can add in this, right? So it will go through these videos. Now my only worry here is Perplexity able to view the video, in the sense it scrapes it or something, or it's dependent more on the comments or the description? I think that's the only thing I'm wary about. So it's searching Perplexity review videos, almost 16 sources, so which is a good thing. It's looking at demos as well, and that's the best part. It will tell you what it's looking at, so you also know, okay, I'm going in the right direction, I'm not going. Similarly on Google AI overviews, it's pretty different, right? So yeah, here's the result. Now you can see all these videos it's gone through, and then it talks about what each one has written, right? Quick start to Perplexity, The video specifically notes Perplexity's sense and factual accuracy while acknowledging limitations in creative tasks. The balanced perspective helps new users where Perplexity fit in a broader AI ecosystem. Similarly, the focus feature examines how platforms focus features enables more precise and relevant in research outcomes. Similarly, then it talks about deep research capabilities, right? A research tutorial. So each video it's analyzed and talks about what they have covered. Now it's a good starting point for you to understand okay, this is what people are talking about, what additional I can add, or what I should include in my videos as well, right? So yeah, that's another use case you can use to, especially if you are writing a blog, let's say you're creating a video, or let's say you are probably you are doing a podcast, you want to research on the guest or the industry or etc. Now you can use Perplexity for creating very, very detailed reports. Imagine like doing something, let's say your big four company like a Deloitte or let's say a PwC. You can create those in-depth reports, right? So for example, I'll try one. Create a detailed report that shows the growth of the SaaS industry the last 5 years and the future. So here's the I've asked Perplexity to create a very, very detailed report in which it talks about the growth of the SaaS industry in the last 5 years and the future. Now the best part about this is let's say you also have something like a Claude or a ChatGPT. What you can do is you can download this report and then use it. You create a project on Claude or you upload it on ChatGPT to again help you get more insights into whatever you're asking, right? So that's also a very good way. So you can see it's going through SaaS Boomi, Fortune Business Insights, almost 26 sources, and I will wait for the output. So you can see here it's given me the entire thing. It's talked about the growth analysis, the current state of SaaS market, right? Future projections. It's talked about how much it will increase by the CAGR, budgets, what's shaping the future of SaaS, AI, obviously, machine learning, multi-cloud strategy, security, additional trends, adoption patterns. It talks about like in US alone, there's approximately 10,000 SaaS companies, right? Conclusion. So it's pretty much detailed. You can see it's like another thing what I like about Perplexity is you can even deep dive further, right? So for example, you want to know what role does AI play in future of SaaS, you can click on this and it'll give you another detailed report. So it'll go through more sources around AI in SaaS and then it'll give you this report. So yeah, that's pretty useful. You can also use for things like creating an itinerary, finding best places to eat in a specific area, and more. So you can use Pro for this, and I'll let's say I'm planning a trip to Japan. So create me a 7 days itinerary for Japan in the month of August. Right. So this is the prompt. So now the best part about this is it'll ensure that you get the most updated information. For example, let's say there's something that has happened or a few places are closed, you can then use it. So you can see here it'll show you arrive in Tokyo exploration, day trip to Hakon, travel to Kyoto, Nara, Osaka, departure from Osaka, weather tips, festivals, transportation, and then you can also deep dive more, right? What are the must-see spots in Tokyo, Kyoto? And the best part is if you see the sources, apart from search, it's also about Reddit, like the Japan Reddit, So the information and whatever you get is pretty much from the user basis, right? And I mean, usually when we write blogs, etc., after a point in time, it kind of like it's not updated enough, right? But something like Reddit, you get the most updated information, right? There's also very small blogs here which is featured, right? So yeah, I mean, that's another feature you can look at. Now you can also use Perplexity to do fact checking. For example, um, let me check something like, is uh, Hong Kong visa free for Indians? Let's say this is my question. I'm doing a fact check, right? I want the most updated information. I'm very confused because, see, things can change, right? In, let's say, Hong Kong released something new in the last month or so. You won't get it in any blog. So, see here it's given us Indian citizens can visit Hong Kong free up to 14 days provided they successfully complete the pre-arrival registration first. This registration is mandatory and once approved PR for 6 months until the expiry of passport, whichever is earlier. During this period, Indian travelers can make multiple visits to Hong Kong with each stay not exceeding 14 days. Now, it's a very simplified answer, and it'll take account into all the blogs, and especially it'll verify things, right? For example, I'm assuming that, let's say, there are 60% of blogs which talked about, okay, the time interval or the duration of every stay needs to be 14 days, and this is what the process is. So it'll only give you those answers. For example, it's gone through 19 sources, but you can see it's quoted 137146. So it's quoted only 5 sources, right? And again, you can also deep dive what documents are needed, etc. So it's pretty useful, right? In the way, same thing you wouldn't find on Google. Now let's quickly look at what it provides in the free plan and the paid plan. So the free plan, you get unlimited free searches, you get 3 pro searches per day, you get a fast free AI model whichever is available, and you can upload 3 files per day. Another, for professional plan, it has 300 plus pro searches. You can choose the LM of your choice. You can upload unlimited files. You can search your files in spaces. You have custom knowledge hubs and collaborative spaces. So I feel for normal use cases, your free plan is more than enough. But if you want to use it for your company, etc., you can also look at these free searches, etc.
If you like this video, you'll also like my latest video on Claude, where I share some very interesting use cases. If you found value from this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. That's all from this video, and I'll see you in the next one.